Hello and welcome back, ladies. If you are new here, my name is Jax and this is my channel where I have been sharing my journey through infertility, IVF, adoption, parenting, and now pregnancy, all the while trying to intermix some facts so that you feel better about making decisions on your own journey. This is my 24-week update, and oh my gosh, everything was positive this week, which I feel like is such a change, such a refresher. Let's jump in. As always, we will kick this off with an update on baby Kingsley, then we'll move on to update more about my symptoms, and finally round out with something about either the husband or Evangeline, something about the family, since they're on this pregnancy journey too. This week, baby Kingsley is about the size of an Atlantic puffin, and all that makes me think about is our time in Iceland. I actually vlogged that, one of my very few vlogs, because the husband ate puffin. It's one of the only places in the world you can eat puffin, so he did it. But anyway, baby Kingsley is the size of an Atlantic puffin right now. This week, he is just shy of 12 inches, and the average weight for a baby at 24 weeks is around 1.3 pounds. He's a little bit bigger, thanks to our echocardiogram, we know. So I would say he's probably around 1.5 pounds right now. Speaking of weight, his weight will double over the next 4 weeks, which is insane. And we'll talk about this a little bit more later because we have to touch on growth restriction concerns. But that is insane to think that he's like 1.5 pounds now and he'll be 3 pounds in just a month. Like, there's so much growing to do in the next few months. It's crazy. This week, his hair is reaching its final color. I know the last few weeks we've talked about pigmentation coming in and eyes and hair and stuff, but this week, if we could peek inside, we could see what color his hair is. I'm actually really interested to see. Since I have dark brown hair, the husband has this kind of dirty blonde hair. We'll see. My mom's hair is blonde, but my dad's hair is like black. So where did I get brown hair? Whatever. I'm legitimately excited to see that. That should be fun. And finally, his hearing is really good and developed now, so he may get startled by loud noises. I haven't noticed that, but I can definitely see that he's more reactive because maybe I press on my stomach. I'm sorry, baby Kingsley. I wake you up, I know, but if I haven't felt him and I want to, I know I can press and he'll kick back. Before we get into more of the echocardiogram, let's do the basic mommy updates. I was weighing in at 154.5 this week, which is a 6-pound gain from my starting weight. My stomach is still measuring between 30 and 31 inches. I think that is just because, I mentioned it last time, we're kind of going out instead of in. I'll show you my bump shot pictures now. On the side. Front. And one side. Oh gosh, I got a lot of layers happening. See? So you can see things are changing just a little bit, but you may, if you're very astute, you may have noticed that I went up a whole pound this week, and that is because I can finally eat. Oh my God, it's been such an upswing this week. I can finally eat. I still have nausea, still have some smell aversions, but most importantly, I can eat a full meal and then get nauseous versus getting nauseous and not being full. I can eat full meals again. Hallelujah. So yeah, I may have just been eating everything this week. I want it, I got it, because, oh my God, it's the first time I've been able to feel full in 6 months, and it's so good. I may have gone crazy in week 24. I always film these at the end, right? So we're into week 25, and I'm calming down now. And you can kind of tell it, my weight just like kind of boop, leveled off. So I think it's a mixture of Kingsley obviously growing and going through a huge growth spurt, so I need those calories, but then I'm like, oh God, okay, I ate too much, but such a good problem to have right now. So pumped to be eating again. Okay, moving on. Insomnia has really cleared up this week. I only had one night I can think of where I was up at 1 a.m. eating, trying to get back to sleep. And to be really fair, that's only partially pregnancy related. Evangeline had just like a really rough night where she was up every few hours. No idea what was wrong with her, but it wasn't until like 1 a.m. that we really got her down for the night. Again, really oddball night that way, and then my body was just like, it's 1 a.m. and I'm hungry. So I ate, went back to bed. It was mostly fine. So insomnia's really slacked off this week, so yay. Oh, and the other big thing this week was I had my echo on Thursday, and of course if you're on Instagram you saw my updates, my no makeup updates, enjoy that, about the echocardiogram. And then the next day, right at 25 weeks, I had my OB appointment to follow up. So the summary of that is everything is perfect, minus his positioning. He refuses to be in the right position for any of these scans. He was breech and his butt was just like right down on my cervix, and so it was just not like the place we needed to be, and like his hands and feet were like in the way of the poor sonographer. It was the same lady. So we're getting a reputation now as the troublesome baby, but his heart looks totally, completely fine. No major defects. The only thing that could come up going forward are maybe like teeny holes. Nothing to be really concerned about. So that's great. Got all the measurements that we missed on our anatomy scan. It was mostly just brain scan. Got an update on his weight. Looks like he's measuring in the 61st percentile, which is great. Glad to know he's growing and growing on track. It's always good to be kind of in the middle, but on the high side, right? That's the perfect sweet spot to be in. Let's see. Oh, and of course, the biggest thing, my placenta previa completely resolved. I went into this hoping beyond hope that maybe that would be gone, but like it normally takes 9 weeks for that to resolve. So I wasn't holding my breath for it. So when she said that it was completely resolved, I was thrilled. I mean, that is just such a huge weight off. It lets me kind of move forward with my birth plan, re-engage in that, and one less thing to worry about, honestly. Now, the only thing that is kind of looming over us is that marginal cord insertion. It could cause growth restrictions, and we'll see that between the next 2 scans. So I do have growth scans every month. The next one is at 28 weeks. So between 28 weeks and 32 weeks is the biggest kind of growth period the maternal fetal medicine doctor was explaining. So she's like, if there's going to be any restriction on blood flow and nutrition because of that cord placement, we'll see it in those few weeks. And that could potentially lead to needing to deliver early if there's significant growth restrictions and he's just not growing. The other thing is that I was chatting with my doctor, and she said that IVF pregnancies have a slightly higher chance of placental problems or placental deterioration. The placenta is a organ you grow, a temporary organ, and there is significant evidence that IVF pregnancies, it deteriorates a little faster. They're not really sure why, but it happens. And so it is her recommendation to deliver before 40 weeks, so to be induced in 39 weeks, which is kind of a crapshoot because there's a 50% chance you deliver before 40 and then 50% after. So as much as I don't particularly want an induction, it sounds like across the board, most doctors agree that there's a significant risk that warrants induction in 39 weeks. So good and bad, at least that puts a cap on the end of it. Like I can't go past 40 weeks. And then it does put some pressure on it to actually, happen before then. But otherwise, all in all, that echo went just about as good as we could possibly hope with all the good news. No signs that the cord is any sort of issue so far, just something to monitor. And otherwise, we're doing good. I'm doing better. That's the messaging of this whole update is this was a good week as far as being able to eat, being able to sleep, just being able to get some good news, not add things to the plate, take some things off my mind. So that's where we are with my update. And finally, on to the husband update. So I just want to set the stage for you. I showed you way back when that I bought this day-by-day tearing calendar, where you tear off each little day. And every single day, my routine is I tear it off and I hand it to the husband. And I'm like, look, only 112 days left. Or look, we're in this. Every day. I want to just make it very clear. Every day. I've done this for the last 3 to 4 months since I got that calendar, right? A few days ago, I was like, oh yeah, and we are only a week away from it being 3 months away. He's like, what? 3 months? That's soon. I don't know why it finally clicked or what kind of threshold we went past, but he finally was like, oh God, that's soon. I was like, yeah, it is soon. Like, I thought we established this. I've been telling you every day how soon it is. It just made me laugh because I don't know. I've said it every other way, and then it's something about saying 3 months like made it click to him. I don't know if that's like his like internal ticker of, oh, I better start planning things within the next 3 month window, but it was just a funny moment, and it's it's very encouraging to me too, to have it only be that far away. We're almost out of the second trimester, almost into the third. Completely kind of unfathomable in my mind, honestly, that we're getting there, and that he's growing, and each week his viability goes up and up and up. I know we reached viability this week, so that was a huge milestone in my mind, but knowing that it's kind of an exponential rise, for the next 6 weeks on viability, we go from 50% survival to 90 within the next 6 weeks. So it's just a huge, and I think it's all starting to finally settle in. We did end up getting Evangeline a little baby doll to start practicing, baby brothers and some of those techniques. And I'm following, I think it's Big Little Feelings on Instagram, and they have some really good advice about preparing toddlers as well in those kind of introductions. So I'm trying to get the whole family on board with the idea that this baby is coming, and sooner rather than later. So that is my complete update, I think, for week 24. I will see you next week for week 25, and either next week or the week after will be my massive pregnancy book review video, which is going to be long, but hopefully entertaining. And until next time, ladies, keep on fighting. Mwah.